Imagine a world lit by festive cheer, snow falling softly, streets glimmering with Christmas lights. But amidst this warmth, a man carries a void in his heart. Tonight we unravel a story of hope, loss, and an unimaginable discovery. This is the heart-wrenching tale of Elon Musk, a grieving father who, after 19 years of searching for his missing daughter, stumbles upon a mysterious pendant, worn by a store clerk who knows nothing of her connection to him. Stay with us as we dive into this tragic, mysterious journey. From where it all began. The streets of Manhattan sparkled with Christmas lights, their reflections dancing on freshly fallen snow. Inside the grand ballroom of the Luxor Hotel, an annual charity gala unfolded in luxurious splendor. Guests mingled under chandeliers that resembled frozen bursts of starlight. Amidst this grandeur stood Elon Musk. Dressed in a tailored black suit, he exuded confidence, but his eyes carried a deep, lingering sadness. For Elon, the gala was more than an obligation. It was a distraction from the haunting ache of Emily's absence, his daughter who had disappeared 19 years ago. Each festive tune and clink of champagne glasses felt like a hollow echo against the weight of his grief. As he leaned against the bar, lost in thought, his gaze landed on Sophia, the young bartender with kind eyes and dark curls. Her warm smile was a faint comfort. But it wasn't her face that stopped him. It was the pendant she wore. A silver star, intricate and unmistakable. Elon's breath caught in his throat. It was the very pendant he had designed and gifted to Emily when she was just 5 years old. The discovery. Elon's world tilted as he stared at the pendant. Memories flooded his mind. Emily's laughter, her tiny hand clutching the necklace, and the day she vanished, leaving behind only a void. He approached Sophia, his voice trembling. "That pendant," he whispered, "where did you get it?" Startled, Sophia touched the necklace instinctively. "This? My mum gave it to me when I was little," she replied, her tone polite but puzzled. "Why?" Elon's heart thundered in his chest. Was it possible? Could this be the thread that would lead him back to Emily? But before he could ask more, Sophia was called away to serve another guest. She vanished into the crowd, leaving Elon with a dangerous glimmer of hope. A hope he hadn't felt in nearly 2 decades. A web of secrets. Sophia couldn't shake the strange encounter. The man's intensity unsettled her, and the question about her pendant lingered in her mind. She had worn it all her life, a cherished gift from her mother, Ivana. But now doubts crept in. Her mother's stories about the necklace seemed vague, almost rehearsed. Was there more to her past than she knew? Meanwhile, Ivana, watching Sophia through hidden surveillance cameras at their home, sensed the cracks forming. Her carefully constructed world threatened to crumble. That night, she made a call to her most trusted associate. "Keep an eye on her," she commanded, "and ensure she doesn't stray too far." Unbeknownst to Sophia, Elon had already begun investigating. He hired a team to trace the origins of the pendant and delve into Sophia's history. What emerged was a chilling puzzle. Discrepancies in her birth records, inconsistencies in her childhood memories, and whispers of a past that had been deliberately erased. Confronting the truth. Days later, Elon returned to the bar, determined to find Sophia again. She was waiting, her expression a mix of curiosity and apprehension. "You said this pendant belonged to your daughter," she began hesitantly. "What makes you so sure?" Elon pulled out an old photograph, his hands trembling. In it, a little girl with bright eyes and golden curls beamed at the camera, the silver star pendant gleaming around her neck. The intricate design was unmistakable. "This is Emily," he said, his voice breaking. "She was 5 when she disappeared. I've searched for her every day since." Sophia stared at the photo, her mind reeling. The pendant she had always considered a simple family heirloom now carried a weight she couldn't comprehend. A faint, distant memory surfaced. A man's laugh, a comforting hand guiding her. Was it real? or a figment of her imagination? The escape! Sophia's doubts deepened with each passing day, like a slow-growing storm cloud she couldn't shake. Her mother's sudden possessiveness had become overwhelming, leaving her breathless and trapped in her own home. The warmth and comfort that had once defined their house seemed to evaporate, replaced by a heavy, suffocating tension that Sophia couldn't escape. Every glance Ivana cast her way seemed laced with unspoken words, and every question she asked felt like an interrogation. It was as though her mother was no longer the woman who had raised her, but someone else entirely. Someone hiding something. One evening, after another unbearable dinner where silence had stretched on far too long, Sophia could no longer endure it. She slipped out of the house under the cover of night, her heart pounding in her chest. She didn't know where she was going, but she had to get away. Her legs carried her to Elon's house, a place where she could feel like herself again. When she arrived, Elon greeted her with the warmth she so desperately needed. They sat together, the familiar glow of friendship comforting her as they flipped through old photographs. Each image brought forgotten memories rushing back. Long afternoons spent building model rockets, evenings spent stargazing through the telescope her father had bought her, and the familiar, loving nickname Elon had given her as a child, Starshine. The pieces of her past fell together in a way that felt almost too good to be true. But as Sophia's bond with Elon deepened, so did her anxiety about Ivana. The woman who had raised her with endless affection now felt like a stranger. Ivana's desperation. Back at home, Ivana's carefully constructed facade began to crack. She clung to an old photo of Sophia, her expression a mix of guilt and desperation. "She's mine," she muttered, her voice trembling. "No one will take her from me!" But the evidence against her was mounting. Investigators unearthed damning proof of Emily's abduction, unraveling a web of lies that spanned decades. The empire Ivana had built on deception began to collapse. Despite the revelations, Sophia struggled with conflicting emotions. She couldn't reconcile the loving mother who had raised her with the woman who had stolen her away. Forgiveness seemed impossible, but so did hatred. A new beginning. As Christmas approached, Elon and Sophia, Emily, began to forge a new relationship. They decorated a Christmas tree together, each ornament a symbol of hope and healing. For the first time in years, Elon allowed himself to feel joy, and Sophia felt a sense of belonging she had never known. "You don't have to be the Emily I remember," Elon told her one evening. "You just have to be you. Whoever that is, I'll be here." On Christmas Eve, Emily stepped into her childhood home for the first time in nearly 2 decades. The memories were faint, but the sense of home was undeniable. Together, father and daughter stood beneath the softly glowing lights of the tree, ready to face the future as a family. In the snowy streets of Manhattan, one pendant reunited a father with his long-lost daughter. This story reminds us that, even in the darkest of times, hope has a way of shining through. Hold your loved ones close, for you never know what miracles the season might bring. Thank you for watching. If this story touched your heart, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Until next time, stay hopeful and cherish the ones you love.